Hello and welcome to Talking Tech and Trash with Gino and Toby, the podcast where we talk tech and trash. I'm Gino.
And I'm Toby.
And we have quite the trash today.
It's only trash.
I think. Documentary on Netflix, The Tinder Swindler.
Yes.
The Tinder Swindler.
Oh.
Here's Millie. She's on camera. She's on top of the chair. She's getting a lot more comfortable with the podcast, I guess.
Yeah, sharing her thoughts and opinions.
Yes, Millie, what do you think?
Yeah.
It's good opinion. So, real quick recap, just like the quickest, so we can get to our opinions on everything. The Tinder Swindler follows 3 European women, right? They're all European. One's from like Norway, one's from some other European country.
You didn't ask me that.
The last one was from another European country. So, Europeans. And they're all on Tinder, and they meet this guy from Israel who is like filthy rich, says he's like a diamond, he's like the
son
heir,
of a diamond.
Yeah, the son of like a real life diamond person, man, a billionaire.
Yeah.
Diamond
Empire.
Diamond Empire, yeah. Like an actual real diamond empire. Flies around the world, drives fancy cars, wears Gucci and all this stuff. Gets driven around in a Rolls Royce, has bodyguards. And slowly what you find out is that he's basically lying about everything. And what he does is, and please go watch the documentary before I spoil it, because spoilers happening right now. So go watch the documentary. It's great. Then come back. Then come back and listen. Or listen simultaneously with the podcast, with the documentary.
Or
in one ear.
Or
in the other ear.
Don't watch it and just listen.
Or just don't watch it and listen.
Up to you.
We're just as good as the actual documentary.
Oh my gosh, so good.
Anyway, turns out what he does is that he like spends months wooing a woman, like just treating her like she's a queen, like she's the best, fancy dinners, trips around the world.
Very generic text messages.
Then he's like, my enemies are coming after me. He sends them like a staged video of like his bodyguard getting attacked. He says, I can't send you money anymore because my enemies. Makes them open up credit card accounts. Makes them fake employees of his fake diamond company, by the way. Turns out he was lying about being part of the real one. So that the banks give them higher and higher limits. And then uses that credit card, tens of thousands of dollars. One of them had like debt for like $30,000. Another one was in debt for like
$30,000 is not a lot. I guess
like
it is.
hundreds of thousands of dollars.
$250,000 somebody was in debt
or
for.
Euros, whatever they use over there.
No, it was dollars.
Monopoly money.
Because it was Amex.
Yeah.
It was dollars.
So essentially, he makes these women do credit card fraud. And what's crazy is he uses the money from one woman to fund all of the crazy stuff he does attracting the next woman. So essentially, it's like a Ponzi scheme. As long as no women found out about this, he'll still have money for the next woman. So that's like the basic rundown. I loved it. Toby, what were your thoughts on the Tinder Swindler? Tinder Swindler.
Tinder Swindler.
Stupid name. Great documentary.
It's true. You really have to think about it when you pronounce it. Tinder Swindler.
Tinder Swindler.
So I also liked it, but I thought, and bear with me if you're watching it or if you want to watch it.
Right now, simultaneously with the podcast.
The beginning was slow.
Yes.
We watched it in 2 parts. We are unsure. It's unclear if I fell asleep or we had something else to do.
It's either we have to record the podcast or you were asleep.
Right.
Yeah.
Things I just said.
Yeah. I'm listening.
Yeah.
I'm a good listener.
Totally. So, the beginning is basically the first woman, Cecily, Cecily?
Their names,
Cecilia?
honestly, I don't remember.
Cecily. I have the cast right here.
Cecily, a name I remembered.
Yeah, and she basically talks about how often she uses Tinder, how many matches she's had, that she met this guy on Tinder and she wants love and she loves love. One of those.
Yeah, she loves love and she's obsessed with it.
Has fairy tale dreams and things.
Very romantic, very over romantic lady.
Right, which is probably the Tinder Swindler's numero
target,
uno.
Yes.
Exactly.
I'm looking for how many Disney movies do you quote?
Honestly, though,
Do you think you're Belle? Because if you think you're Belle, I'm coming after you.
Being in her shoes, right? Being swept away so she meets this guy. He literally invites her to another country.
He's good looking.
He's good looking.
Good looking, a little short. Good looking.
He's foreign.
Foreign,
right?
Yeah. Although it's Europe, so everyone's foreign in Europe.
I guess, but you could be from the same
from
country.
No. Everyone's foreign to me. So
To you, yeah. Okay, different.
But like he's from not Europe.
He's from not Europe, so he's like extra foreign.
Yes.
And he like takes her on a private jet and flies her to a different country. I think it was Belgium, right?
Yeah, and then like, yeah, I mean, like again, like keeping track of all these random European cities, they all look the same. I can't tell them.
There's so many.
There's like Paris, Rome, and then all the rest of them are all.
Hello.
That's right, Europe. I said it. Leave a comment. Leave a message. If you're from a random European city, leave it in the comments.
Let us know.
Let us know.
Should we visit?
Okay. Prague. I think Prague is one of them.
I like Prague. I think it was Prague.
Or one of them lives in Prague.
They've been to
We're doing a great job. We're professionals.
They went to a lot of countries that I'd been to, so I was like,
wow, oh my God.
Like one time they were in Barcelona, I was like, I was there.
Yeah. So,
thoughts and feelings.
Yeah. So like, I agree. I mean, like they have to kind of set it up because like the nice thing the documentary does is like, obviously it's called the Tinder Swindler. So you know something's happening, but you're like, when is the swindling?
Right. It takes such a long time to get to the swindle.
At first, like he seems legit. Like he has the Rolls Royce. He has the driver. He has the private jet. He comes up with a real, the family that he claims he's a part of is a real family that actually is in the diamond business from Israel.
Right, and he has pictures with them.
He photoshops himself in pictures with all of them that he found online.
His Instagram is like totally fancy.
Yeah, so like, and then again, he's using real money to fund all this. So he's really doing these things and really going to these places. He's not some random. He's really wearing, Gucci and Prada and all these designer clothes. So like, I can see how, because my first thought was like, how could these women fall for this? Because like this is too good to be true instinct kind of should kick in.
It should, but everything appears to be true.
But then you're like, oh, he really is. Like, I'm really on a private, this isn't a fake private jet. It's not like a ride at Universal Studios. Like, this is a real private jet.
And like, they're not just texting back and forth. Like, we also watch 90 Day Fiancé, right? Like, the people that get swindled there is insane.
People on 90 Day Fiancé get swindled for like $20 and like a cheeseburger.
No.
Yeah,
I mean, like, not this much.
Yeah.
Okay, I get it.
Not for $120,000 or $250,000.
No, but they still get swindled. Like, Yolanda got swindled. I don't know if she ever gave him money. But like,
some definitely give them money, and then like the person, like that guy, in the season right now.
Ben, I think his name is.
No, Mahogany?
Ben.
Is that the one who's with Mahogany?
Ben and Mahogany.
Yeah, I think he's giving her money, and she probably doesn't exist. This is not that. So this is not like catfishing. It's none of that. This guy really exists. He's a real human. You can look him up. He really has the money because he steals it from people.
Right. And the point I was getting at.
They don't know that part.
The point I was getting at is that, like, they've seen him. They've talked to him. It's not like it's somebody over the phone and, like, uses a fake voice. Like, they know what he sounds like. And so, like, he sends them text messages. Personally, I hated all of the text message.
It's because you're bad at writing texts.
No.
Yes. Let me tell you, everybody. She never proofreads. And you just sometimes get like random jumbles of words.
Right. But that's besides the point. Because when their texts are dumb, because I know she's joining us.
Oh, she's kneading the blanket.
Oh, she loves this. Making bread.
I hope this gives us 1 billion views. Because people on YouTube love cats.
Right, guys? This is a cat.
I'm going to tag it cat.
Cat. And it's like, baby, I love you. Baby, I miss you.
All the stuff that, again, your like, this is too good to be true meter goes on. But I also think you have to be a certain, like for me, when I was, because I was on Tinder during the Wild West days of like 2014, 2015.
Me too.
You should have seen the glare in her eyes just now when I said that.
Yeah, the glaze.
You already had a crush on me at that point. I didn't know about it. You moved to Boston. This was while you were in Boston.
Yeah, but you're going to act like I wasn't on Tinder when I was in Boston?
No, all your previous history with men doesn't exist in my head before we started dating. But like even then, as like a desperate 22-year-old or 24-year-old, whatever, however old I was, I guess I was like 23, 24.
Baby.
Like there were obviously girls on Tinder who were coming on super strong. And I was like, this is obviously a bot because this is like way too strong. Like no human says these things. But if that same woman who was coming on too strong that I thought was a bot pulled up in a Rolls Royce.
Was a real person.
And was a real person, I'd fall for that too. I'd be like, oh, cool, Rolls Royce.
Right. So like falling in love, fine. I will give her that. But the minute that person says,
the second,
I need $25,000.
Because what does he say? Like the way he set it up, he said like, because he keeps he slowly but surely sprinkles in that like, because he's in the diamond industry, he has like enemies that are after him, or like
very
people that
general,
are after the business. Very generic.
Just enemies, not specific enemies, not like this diamond family, not like this whatever. Enemies. Keeps it vague.
So, he kind of lays the trap, and he waits like a long time, like upwards of like 6 months for some of these women.
Yes, yes, he does. So, it depends, but yes.
Eventually, he shows like a faked ambulance ride where he says, "Oh,
no, it definitely was a real ambulance ride."
Well, we don't know if it was real or not, but he shows basically the same photos to every woman.
Yes,
of his bodyguard getting beat up.
Peter,
the bodyguard, who we don't know what he is. He never went to jail for any of this stuff. Anyway, getting attacked, and then like there's a video of him in the ambulance. There's pictures of Peter at the hospital. Blood.
He says blood.
Yeah, he like texts them just like blood. Peter's
hurt.
Yeah.
My enemies have
found. So the women are like, oh my God. And he's like, listen, I can't get to my cash. I can't get to my money because my enemies. I need you to open an account with American Express. Or like I think one of them already had the account before he did this with them.
No,
like he opened the account with them, like a joint account.
No, none of them were joint because he couldn't have his name on anything. So they're all. It's like, hey, open this. I'll pay you back.
Oh, and like he said, use a fake name. Like he gave one of them a different name to use.
But that was before
for the other card.
Yeah, but that was all the way at the end when he was about to change his identity.
So he's like, I'll pay you back, right? So the women are skeptical, obviously, because they're
not dumb ladies.
No. Again, I would have fallen for this too, probably. Maybe not the money part. But again, up until this point, you've seen this person be the richest person you've ever met.
Right. So you'd also be like,
why would they be scamming me?
Right. They pay me back. Also, I love them. They're my boyfriend.
They have a Rolls Royce.
Right.
They can just sell the Rolls Royce. They can sell the private jet. They can pay me back. And he spends all this money. And what he's doing behind this girl's back is that he is taking the money from the American Express card that she opened to then go and fund his extremely lavish lifestyle with the next woman, so he can trick the next woman.
Yes, and
so this woman's paying for the Rolls Royce and the private jet and the clothes without realizing it.
Right, and like he's country hopping,
and they overlap. The women overlap.
They overlap. He's country hopping. Yes. He's going from like he's getting plane tickets, but he's not alone on those planes because he's like bringing women. And essentially, what they say is that like the reason he's been getting away for it so long is because no local police jurisdiction in Europe is going to want to like go out, not only out of their jurisdiction, but out of their country to follow this dude. It's just not on their radar. So he's able to basically like sidestep all these local police forces because they have other things to deal with. Right.
In Europe. Like, I don't know, do they have jaywalking in Europe? What do they do in Europe?
I don't know.
Is there crime? Is there crime there?
Crime.
They like,
I'm trying to think of a British crime movie. I don't know.
Like steal, they like rob a art. I don't know. I don't think they have crime in Europe. So, stabbings. They stab each other.
Okay,
that one. Or
tell
like
us about that.
Or like a soccer fight. They got so like
football.
If you're a police officer in Europe who's like dealing with like a soccer fight or a drunk, you're not worried about some like random rich dude
like scamming
who just flew off on a private jet. Like you're not going to find him. So that's how he's able to like get around this stuff. And now, obviously, if you're just like some random European person who's making, I don't know, like, let's say $80,000 a year or whatever, I'm assuming that these women are like kind of middle class.
It would imagine. It sounds like they are just based on the amount of money that they feel comfortable taking out, which is absolutely insane.
But that's the thing. So they're like, I'm not going to be able to get a credit limit that's higher for you because he keeps asking for more and more money. Like, you need to raise the limit. You need to raise the limit. So obviously, a bank's not going to give you like $100,000 credit limit. So what he does is he said, don't worry, I'm going to hire you as an employee for my
he only does this
diamond thing.
From what so they only interviewed 3 women.
Right. He's been doing this with a lot of women. So what he did to the first woman, I guess, he hired her for the diamond company that, again, he doesn't actually work for. He created fake
pay stubs
for her to send to the bank. So she could tell the bank, oh, I make $2 million a year, or whatever it was, $2 million a paycheck. So that the bank is like, cool, we're going to give you, a $100,000 credit limit, $200,000 credit limit, whatever. So he basically uses Photoshop to trick the American Express people to allow these women to keep taking out more and more and more on their credit cards.
Yeah, and this poor woman is like, I'm waiting for this money to come through, and it doesn't.
No, but you remember what he does to them?
He ghosts them.
No, he sends them. He says, "Oh my God, thank you so much. I know it was hard for you to get that $50,000 credit card. Here is me, putting $250,000 into your account to pay for it."
Right, and then it never comes.
And it never clears. So he sends them fake bank account stubs, and so that's why they keep doing it, because they're like, "Oh, I'm just waiting for the money to clear." And it never clears, obviously, because it's fake. And then he just ghosts them. Yeah. Genius.
Awful.
I wish I would have. Oh, awful. Awful. I feel like you couldn't get away with that in America, though. Because America, cops will straight up go to a different state and come get you.
Well, that's the thing, though. It's an American card company. So,
it's American Express, who is also investigating the dude. So American Express knows about this guy.
Yes.
But what are they going to do? I mean, these women took out the loans.
Well, but so what happened was, so then the next woman we meet ends up just being a friend of his.
Yes.
And his name is
not a target.
Simon. I can't even say his last name.
I don't remember either. Okay. But she's not a target, right? I don't think she's just a friend.
Yet. No, she ends up being.
Oh, okay.
Okay, so she is just a friend, and they know each other for, I feel like, years or something, at least months. And he eventually asks her for money. Okay? No, not yours. Mm-hmm. And she gives it to him. But she's a lot more skeptical because she is not emotionally involved. And I think that's another factor that makes these women just give him whatever he needs.
You're my queen. I imagine myself having a family with you.
Right. In this case, it's like, hey friend, I need some quick cash. And she's like, okay, friend, pay me back.
Right.
When he doesn't, she starts getting skeptical and questioning him. And so he definitely plays her. But then
not as much as the first one. Though.
No, because she won't. I mean, he can't play the other one. So then Cecily goes to somehow a newspaper got involved.
Well, she was first having suicidal thoughts.
Oh yeah, because she was in crazy amounts of debt.
She had to get. At one point, she admits to thinking she wanted to steer her car into a truck, and then she checks
herself into
her free Norwegian.
Yeah, literally.
That was the shocking part when she's like, "I needed mental health, and I went and got it." And I was like, "Wow!"
Well, and then I was like, "Who paid for that?" And I was like,
and it's like, it's like, "Wow!" Yeah, Toby's like, "How'd she pay for that?" And I was like, "It's Norway. It's included. They pay taxes."
Oh man, so expensive.
Shocking stuff as an American. Let me tell you. No politics on this show.
No, none.
Anyway, so it's so bad because you imagine you're now in hundreds of thousands of dollars of credit card debt.
And
with probably 20-30% interest rate because
right. She was saying she couldn't keep up with it. That's why she was
she would literally be paying it for the rest of her life and still die with that debt.
And they won't take it away. And it's not. So
even though they know it's fraud.
Spend it. They know it's fraud. They found her.
American Express sent their own agents to her house to investigate. And they know it's fraud, but they did not cancel the debt. And you find out at the end of the documentary, they're still paying that debt. That's insane.
It's insane. And awful. And just so, wait, did you explain how
honestly, I don't remember much about the second girl.
No. Did you remember how the newspaper got involved? The journalist.
No, I think it's after girl number 3 that they did.
No, they had to find girl number 3 saw the article and was like, "That's my boyfriend."
Okay, right. So now girl number 2.
No, girl number 1 starts.
Girl number 1, she goes to a newspaper.
Yeah, it's because she's like.
Turns out there is a newspaper from some country that's already kind of gathering information on him.
Yes, and they found out that this guy. His real name is Shimon.
Yes, he's from Israel.
So that was
Tel
true.
Aviv.
And he swindled 3 ladies and went to jail.
Yes, in some other European country. I want to say it was like...
We're going to be wrong.
Finland.
I feel like
it was Finland. I'm going to say Finland.
Okay.
So he's already done this before and gotten caught. But again, Europe is not the United States. So it's like different countries. So like he did it in one country and got caught and went to jail, but then he was released and then went to the other countries. So this newspaper is trying to like figure out more about this person.
And find him.
And it's because of that first lady that they build up enough information. They like go to his...
She gives him all of their messages.
So all of their messages, which I'm assuming have like, like inappropriate messages.
Yeah, she sent them literally everything.
So she sends them the entire WhatsApp.
Yes, it was all on WhatsApp.
So they're able to basically figure out like where he's from, like for real. They like figure out somehow that he's from Tel Aviv. They go to Tel Aviv with an Israeli interpreter.
An Israeli journalist.
To interpret. Find his apartment where he grew up with his mom. So this guy's from like poverty. Like he's not rich. His mom claims she hasn't talked to him since he was 18. He left the country.
I mean, maybe not poverty. We don't know. But just like a regular place.
Poverty compared to like what he lives.
Correct.
Pretends to live. Sorry.
Right.
We don't, I'm assuming it's probably not poverty. But you get what I'm saying. Not mega billionaire guy. Just a regular guy who lives in an apartment with his mom. But he says his mom hasn't seen him since he was 18.
Oh, like 18. And then he left.
So whatever. So eventually the first girl and the second girl come together.
They come together, find each other.
With this this newspaper and create an article and a webpage called The Tinder Swindler, calling this guy out. They do interviews. They get eviscerated on the internet. People calling them stupid.
Oh, it was so sad. We were literally...
They showed all like the Facebook comments.
We were like yelling at the TV, like, don't read the comments.
Yeah, like, I don't read the comments. Don't read the comments. That's like rule number 1 of the internet.
First of all, we have to have comments first to read them.
Whatever. My cousin comments now.
Thank you.
Every video.
You don't know who that is, but we appreciate it.
I winked with the wrong guy. Wink. Anyway, but essentially the reason why they wanted to put their names out there and describe this guy is because...
They didn't want this to happen again.
And so now, what the good thing that the second girl did, I remember...
Yeah, well, because they were working with her. She was still talking to him, which is... Right. So this is why he didn't get that much money out of her.
Right.
Because they were... I'll keep going. So they... He, like, bought a plane ticket. Oh, no, that's the third girl. That's how they caught him, third girl.
The second girl, basically what she does is she tells the journalist where he's going to be next.
No. It's not that girl.
Yes, it is. That's the second girl.
And they get pictures of him.
Yeah.
Yeah, okay.
So it's the second girl. Tells them, we're going to go out to dinner here.
Oh, because he invited her. He was going to give her a watch.
Yes, he was going to give her a watch to repay her for the money that that she spent. Obviously, it was a fake Rolex, not a real Rolex, so she obviously couldn't sell it. But she tells them where they're going to be, so the journalists set up cameras across the street to get pictures of him. They get pictures of him from a parking garage, but he sees them. So he jumps in the car, throws her in the car, him in the body. They're speeding down to get to the airport to leave.
This girl's like thinking, am I going to live?
At this point, they don't realize she's in on it. So she's just like, she's still playing the game like, oh my God, is it your enemies? Your enemies are after you. Like, oh my God, let me out so I don't get attacked by your enemies. So he actually does let her out. And that's, where they're able to come up with the article because they have the pictures, they have all the stories.
Right.
And now the third girl number 3.
Girl number 3 sees the article.
Is his current target. His current new swindle.
At least one of them.
She's on a plane to go see him?
Yes. She's like heading over to go, or back from him.
Wait, either way. So she's on a plane, and before she boards the plane, she sees the article, The Tinder Swindler.
She's like...
Downloads it to her phone. She can read it on the plane.
Because she's like, that's my boyfriend.
Reads it on the plane, learns all about him and all the nonsense he pulls, and then lands and has to pretend that she doesn't know as she's texting him.
Yeah, well, so wait, pause. Because one of the most ridiculous things that I was noticing was that every time somebody found out that he was the Tinder Swindler, they texted him,
yeah,
hey.
Such an idiot.
are you swindling me?
Right, and I think even the third girl does. She like texts him.
I think so. And he's like, what? That's crazy.
Those are my enemies. They fabricated the article.
So dumb. Why would you do that?
He went to the school of Donald Trump. You know, it's just it's fake news.
Fake news, right. Everything's wrong.
No politics on this show.
No politics. Fake news.
Fake news. Anyway, so the third girl, she makes the decision, I'm going to swindle the swindler.
Mm-hmm.
So obviously none of the girls are sending him money. He can't find more targets because now he's in Europe, he's famous.
And he's not.
So everyone knows he's the Tinder swindler. So no one on Tinder is going to joint match with him.
Right. And I was trying to think of what country he was in, but I don't remember.
I want to say Prague, but I feel like I've said Prague like 3 or 4 times already.
It's just always Prague?
It's always Prague.
Or
I don't
Greece.
know. Go watch the Born Identity. It's one of those cities. It's in the Born Identity, probably. Or all the Born movies. They're all in just some random European countries. Go watch those movies. It's one of those cities. Anyway, so he's in one of the Born Identity cities. Can't find any new targets because no one will match with him on Tinder. And everyone knows who he is. You know, can't go and DM people on Instagram because they know who he is. He has no real money, right? So like that's the thing. He doesn't have any money. So without these girls, he has nowhere to go. He can't even afford to leave. He can't.
Which is probably the biggest issue for him is that he can't afford a plane ticket.
Right. Can't afford a plane ticket. He has to stay in hostels. Mm-hmm. Eventually he loses the ability to pay for the hostels. So he essentially becomes homeless. And this whole time, the third girl is still pretending she's on his side, saying like, don't worry, I'll send you the money. I'm trying really hard. They keep denying, the bank keeps denying my claims. They won't let me send you the money, yada, yada, yada.
When does she get his clothes?
And then she comes up with the idea. So she knows that, because she works in fashion, so she knows 2 things. That 1, he's obsessed with fashion, and 2, that his clothing collection is worth like a ton of money. So obviously at this point, he's super desperate to get out of the country. So she's like, let me sell your clothes. I work in the fashion industry. I can sell your clothes. So she goes to meet up with him with a bunch of
bags.
What are the things you put clothes in when you travel?
A bag.
Luggage.
Bag.
Luggage. He gives her all his clothes. She leaves with all his clothes and then starts selling it on eBay saying like, hey, babe, I'm going to send you the money. Like I just sold this for, never sends him a dime. And he's freaking out. He sends her all these death threats. You're gonna get.
I'm gonna come after you.
I'm gonna come after you. You're gonna regret this. What goes around comes around. Whatever. And finally, I don't know how they finally then catch him.
They catch him because she says, or she gives him like I feel like one final bit of money to get a plane ticket, and he's already opened up a credit card in a new name. So she's like, listen. Police.
Here's where he's going to be.
This is what he's doing. He's going to be under this name because he's changing his identity and he's going to get out.
She figures out basically what plane he bought by just looking up like the times
and stuff. Oh, by the time he stopped texting.
This third woman's like a little detective herself.
She's nuts. Like the time he stopped texting is the time his plane took off.
Yep.
Also, that's on him because like, bro.
He pay for the in-flight Wi-Fi so she can't.
So she can't know, or like, I don't know, throw her off the scent, maybe like stop texting sooner. Like the minute the pilot's like, all right, turn off your phones.
Like, you're in Europe, get a bike. Go bike out of there. Right? That's what they do.
Far.
That's what they do in Europe. They just bike.
I don't think to other countries.
Or at least get a car. You could drive out. You don't have to get on a plane. You could drive out of there. There's no like border security inside Europe. He has a
chauffeur, maybe. He doesn't know how to drive.
Who cares? You're a criminal. Now all of a sudden you care about
law, road safety.
So maybe this is a fake documentary all along.
Well, I mean, with the
Netflix.
ending.
So he gets arrested by freaking Interpol, which is like the European police, I'm assuming, like all of Europe.
Interpol.
Interpolice. Smart. Good job, Europe.
Okay, so they catch him.
He only gets, like 5 months? Yeah, 6 months. He only gets
months.
And the 2 other people that are involved, his bodyguard and his other accomplice.
Nothing.
They get nothing. So there's a sad ending, because now all the girls still have the debt.
And that
he gets out of prison.
Wait, that third girl has like $100,000 in debt. And the clothes don't pay for it. They help, but like...
Yeah, so she's using the clothes to pay for the debt. It doesn't pay for all the debt. She says during the documentary, she still has some of the clothes and is still selling it. So like she won, but not really. And the first girl still has a ton of debt.
Oh, so much.
The second girl came out the best, I guess.
She had the least, because she gave him the least.
The least amount of debt, still probably tens of thousands of dollars. He gets out of prison and starts like a business about like
another con
business where like companies can hire him for like advice.
But not even companies, people. So like,
and he claims it was all fake. He claims he's actually a millionaire, yada yada yada. And like on his Instagram still, there's pictures of him like with his fancy cars and all his money. So I don't know what's going on. Also, I want a sequel to this.
I don't.
I do. I want to know. Give me like 5 years from now so I can figure out the new con he's doing.
The new con is you set up a website and you say, I'm going to give you this product, which could just be a video of you that doesn't actually help a person start a business, right? And so they pay you.
Which I guess a lot of these like start your own business gurus they pull this scam.
Probably do this. I mean, like, no offense, you guys, it's a scam. Like, all they're going to do is send you a video and say, like, follow this.
Buy a real estate.
Right.
Buy a Bitcoins.
Like, that's what it's going to be.
Yeah, I see all these business gurus on like, not Instagram, like YouTube, like all the little YouTube shorts and stuff all the time.
I'm sure.
So he's doing that, but in Europe.
Right. So I'm sure it's like lucrative, but like, come on.
She still's got the Ferrari. So
and
I don't have a Ferrari.
Girlfriend, you guys.
And a girlfriend. So yeah, he has a girlfriend, like a model from Israel.
I think an Israeli model.
An Israeli model. Girl, you don't get Netflix there? Do they block this in Israel?
So the reason...
Do you need a VPN?
Right. So one of the reasons that they wanted to put out this article was because when you would Google him...
His diamond... his
like fake information would come up.
Now you Google him?
Simon Levov.
Whatever.
I can't remember.
His name.
And this is what comes up.
So I'm hoping that because of the because now it's big in America, it's probably big because like the article was like big in Europe.
Right when it happened.
The documentary I'm assuming is big everywhere now.
What year did it happen?
Like mid 2010s, I think, or later.
Can you check?
Nah,
my hands are busy.
There's no way to know.
Okay,
Millie, when did it come out? Sometime after the year 2000, but before 2022.
Good.
I mean, like, new enough that, like, WhatsApp exists, Instagram exists. Modern times. Present day.
I know.
Anyway. So that's why I want to see another documentary, because I want to know, like, what's with the Israeli model? There's this mysterious woman who has a baby by him.
It's not mysterious. It's one of the three women.
One of the first girls he's scammed.
Oh, you're just saying it's mysterious at the time.
It's mysterious because... It's one of the first women he scammed.
And he had a baby.
I guess she got her pregnant, and because that's the father of her baby, she still like
it's like
does stuff with him and like follows her and like doesn't tell the new women about his scam.
No,
because I guess she's trying to protect the father of her child, even though he scammed her. Mm-hmm. Like, so I want to know more about her because like what's going on there.
See, that's where I'm at. I want to know about the victims. I want to know like what happened. I want a documentary about all the red flags. Like, that's what I like. Like the red flags that came up for this guy, come on.
So a lot of red flags.
Like just the text messages saying enemies. If anybody says to you, my enemies, they're waving their red flag in your face.
Asking you to open up a credit card with like $150,000 credit limit.
Even if they ask you for like bus money, you say no.
Yeah, like really bus? That's $2,
right? Like Gino and I were saying, we were like, even if you, my husband,
my wife was like, open up a credit card for a credit limit of $20,000. I'm like, what? Why?
No. I'm going to be honest with you. None of my credit cards currently have a $20,000 credit limit.
No. So yeah, same here.
What?
But together,
we're fine, you guys.
Look at this fireplace, which we didn't do a fire in because all of our wood is wet from the snowstorm.
Oops.
Okay. Even though we cover it. Anyway, so that's the Tinder Swindler. You have anything more to add, Tobes?
No.
Millie, can you put her up to the microphone?
No.
Can I have Millie?
No.
Okay. Bye, everybody.
Bye. Thank you.
Like and subscribe, I guess.
Oh, gosh. Yeah. Like and subscribe. We done?
Follow us on Apple Podcasts and Spotify and all the other podcast things.
Yep. So listen to us anywhere you can find podcasts. Give us a 5-star review. Give us a review. 5-star
5-star review on Apple Podcasts. Thumbs it up on YouTube.
Yep. Follow us on Instagram. Talking Tech and Trash.
Leave a comment if you're from one of those Born Identity cities in Europe.
And leave a comment if you watched it. Let us know what you thought.
Or if you're Steven. Oh, Millie hit the mic.
Or if you like Millie.
It's over. Bye, everyone.
Let us know if you want more Millie.
We have no control over that. Bye. She does what she wants.
Bye.